Assalamualaikum and hi. Today our group will be presenting about data encryption. First of all, my name is Muhammad Arif and the other members from our group are Adil Akil, Afif Sufairi, Muhammad Amir Ashraf and Isma Sabri. First of all, I will explain a little bit about what exactly is data encryption. So, data encryption is a procedure where data will be translated into another form or code so that only people with access to a secret key or can be called as a decryption key or password can read it. Encrypted data is commonly referred to as ciphertext, while unencrypted data is called plain text. Currently, encryption is one of the most popular and effective data security methods used by organizations. Two main types of data encryption are asymmetric encryption, symmetric encryption, and also there is hash encoding. Encryption is the basic building block of data security. It is the simplest and most important way to ensure a computer system's information can't be stolen or read by someone who wants to use it for nefarious means. And encryption is widely used on the internet to ensure the sanctity of user information that's sent between a browser and a server. That information could include everything from payment data to personal information. Firms of all sizes typically use encryption to protect sensitive data on their servers and databases. So, to explain more about the data encryption, I will give to our next member to explain and tell us about what is a symmetric encryption types. Thank you.
When we visit a website that features that little padlock in the corner of our browser, we're trusting it to keep our data safe. And whether it's our credit card numbers, sensitive work documents, or those questionable photos that you told your friend not to take, various types of encryption standards ensure that they are kept out of the prying hands of e-intruders, whatever, while they zip around on the internet. But aside from the reassuring little icon on your computer screen, what's actually going on? What is encryption? All right, so while today's video focuses on encryption on the web specifically, and the procedures used for encrypting data can be massively complex, the fundamental idea behind all encryption is really quite simple. Whenever you transfer encrypted information, your computer turns that data into an unintelligible mess or ciphertext that can only be put back into a readable form by unlocking it with a key of some sort that tells the receiving computer how to decode the incoming message. This basic concept has actually been used to send secret messages since long before the invention of computers. Ciphers of various kinds have been used for thousands of years, and machines that could encode and decode messages were in use before the modern PC ever came along. Thomas Jefferson invented a wheel cipher that was nothing more than wooden discs around an axle. And then the Germans famously used a typewriter-like device called the Enigma machine to encrypt military messages during World War II, although the Allies were able to crack that code. Now back to the web era. Modern electronics often use a widespread encryption scheme called public key encryption. Suppose you want to send an email. When you click send, the receiving computer will provide your computer with what's called a public key. A public key is generated by the computer just randomly choosing a very large number and running it through some mathematical functions. Once your computer receives this public key, it uses the key to lock the email using a special algorithm, then sends it on its way. Now, since anyone can request a public key from a computer, the public key can't be used to unlock a message. Otherwise, anyone could intercept and read your encrypted emails. That would defeat the purpose. purpose. Instead, the recipient's computer unlocks the message with a private key that is stored on that system alone, making it mercifully impossible for anyone else to view the terrible poetry you sent to your girlfriend that has her rethinking things. Public key encryption isn't just used for email. It's actually the basis of tons of websites that require you to sign in securely. If you've ever clicked on that little padlock and saw a mention of SSL or TLS, these are two implementations of public key encryption that are widely used by Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and many more to make sure that only you can access your data or change your settings. Now, once the sensitive data actually arrives at its destination, there are a number of other encryption methods used to make sure it can sit on the computer or server safely. For example, you probably have a password and credit card number stored with Amazon, for example. How do they keep those things safe? Often web servers will hash your passwords, meaning that they're converted into encrypted strings of text through a process that is extremely difficult to reverse and can't be unlocked with a key. Now, with all that said, it is important to remember that no system of encryption is perfect, and experts in the field are constantly searching for weaknesses in encryption algorithms and devising new ones to outsmart hackers. So next time you're G-chatting a friend about how awesome the latest episode of Tech Quickie was, remember that it was really an epic digital arms race that allowed you to do that without everyone knowing exactly how much of your free time you spend listening to me talk. Speaking of whatever I was talking about, massdrop.com. They have all kinds of cool stuff on their site. They got like knives, they got like keyboards and keycaps, they got like headphones. Basically, if it's a consumer electronic item that's like hip and cool and people want to buy it, Massdrop works with the manufacturers and distributors to get the lowest possible prices depending on how many people want to buy it. So the way it works is the more people commit to buy, the more people get an even lower price on one of the community curated deals that's available on the site. So all you got to do is sign up. You can start browsing around and finding cool stuff. Really, audio products are a really big one, but they have all kinds of different stuff and often only available for limited time, although sometimes particularly popular deals come back. Like, for example, they have the Antlion mod mic back right now. We've actually done a review of that over on my other channel, Linus Tech Tips, and I think the longer I keep doing this, the more likely it is that, let's go for a double. Oh, the more likely it is that I'm going to cut myself with this. So, Massdrop does not in any way condone the unsafe use of knives, but they definitely do sell them to even me. So, is that unsafe? I don't know. You can find out by clicking on the link in the video description. Thanks for watching, guys. Like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you thought it sucked. Leave a comment if your feelings are more complicated than either of those things. And if you have suggestions for future fastest popular episodes just like this one. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Tech Quickie for more videos just like this.
Assalamualaikum, saya Ashraf. Saya akan present tentang symmetric encryption. Okey, symmetric encryption ni adalah bentuk computerized cryptography yang menggunakan singular encryption key untuk menyampaikan mesej elektronik. Okey, seterusnya symmetric encryption ni adalah two-way algorithm kerana mathematical algorithm dibalikkan ketika mendekripsi mesej dengan menggunakan secret key yang sama. Okey. Symmetric encryption ni juga dikenali sebagai private key encryption dan secure key encryption. Okey, seterusnya symmetric encryption ni dia ada dua type. Okay, type yang pertama adalah using block algorithm. Okay, block algorithm diterapkan pada blok data elektronik. Panjang bit yang ditentukan akan berubah dan pada masa yang sama juga menggunakan secret key yang dipilih. Key ini kemudian digunakan pada setiap blok. Okay, type yang kedua adalah string algorithm. Okay, ketika network stream data sedang di encrypted, the encryption system akan menyimpan data dalam memori komponen, menunggu blok secara keseluruhan. Okay, benefit bagi symmetric encryption ni, dia punya encryption dan decryption of a message sangat laju. Seterusnya, semakin besar kod key tu semakin selamat. Disadvantage bagi symmetric encryption ni adalah apabila bilangan kunci yang diperlukan untuk setiap pasangan yang ingin menukar mesej dia memerlukan kunci yang baru untuk tukar mesej tu. Okay. Terima kasih.
Okay, asymmetric encryption. Maksud dia ialah proses yang menggunakan sepasang kunci yang berkait dengan satu kunci awam dan satu kunci peribadi untuk merahsiakan dan melindungi sesuatu dokumen dari diakses oleh pengguna yang tidak mendapat kebenaran kita. Contoh macam kita hantar suatu dokumen dekat seseorang, maklumat tersebut tidak dapat diakses oleh orang selain daripada penerima tersebut. Kunci dan seterusnya. Public key bermaksud kunci kriptografik yang boleh digunakan oleh mana-mana orang untuk merahsiakan mesej sehingga dapat dibuka oleh penerima yang kita menghantar maklumat tersebut. Seterusnya, private key bermaksud juga digunakan sebagai kunci rahsia yang hanya dapat dibuka oleh pencipta kunci tersebut. Contoh macam kita hantar satu dokumen dekat penerima dekat seseorang, yang penerima tersebut dapat membuka dokumen tersebut dengan menggunakan kunci yang kita share dekat dia saja. Jadi orang lain tak boleh bukalah dokumen tu. Terusnya ialah faedah atau benefit untuk asymmetric encryption. The key distribute problem is eliminated because there no need for exchange key. Maksud apabila masalah pengedaran kunci kita hilang, kita tidak perlu tukar kunci tu, macam kita tak perlu tukar password lah, sebab benda tu memang dah di-set kan walaupun kita hilang kunci tu. Yang seterusnya, security is increased as the private key don't ever have to be transmitted or revealed to anyone. Maksud dia, keselamatan meningkat kerana kunci peribadi tidak perlu dihantar atau didedahkan kepada sesiapa pun. Maksud security ni akan lebih teguh sebab kita tak perlu banyak untuk share kunci ni dekat orang lain. Untuk disadvantage dia, it's a slow process compared to the symmetric cryptograph, so it's not appropriate for decrypting book message. Maksud dia, ini adalah proses yang perlahan berbanding dengan kriptografi simetrik, jadi tidak sesuai untuk mendekripsi message. Dan seterusnya, if an individual lose his private key, he can decrypt the message he received. Maksud, kalau kita kehilangan kunci peribadi, maksud dia, bila kita hilang kunci peribadi ni, bila kita nak hantar mesej kat orang lain, jadi mesej tu jadi tidak security sebab tidak dapat dirahsiakan, sebab kunci tu kita tidak boleh akses dia. Okay. Dan seterusnya, contoh untuk asymmetric ialah the RSA algorithm and elliptic curve cryptograph ECC. Ni contoh dah. Dan ni link untuk lebih memahami tentang asymmetric encryption yang dia cerita pasal macam mana asymmetric encryption ni berfungsi, apa beza symmetric dengan asymmetric encryption.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Isma bin Isma Syukri ingin menerangkan tentang hash encoding. Hash encoding adalah the notion of a one-way function is central to public key cryptography. A one-way hash function is mathematical function which takes a variable length input string called preimage and convert it into a fixed length binary sequence. Maksudnya di sini, mesin hash sahala adalah seperti mesin matematik yang mengambil input yang sentiasa berubah atau dikenali sebagai pragambar dan mengubahnya menjadi urutan binary. Ia juga dikenali sebagai index cap jari atau corporation function. Ia juga dicipta begitu supaya dapat menukarkan untuk proses itu dikembalikan. Hash encoding ni sangat mudah untuk dinilai dari segi pragambar, tetapi sangat susah untuk menilainya dari pragambar tertentu.
Untuk yang seterusnya, saya Adil Akil bin Abdul Hamid akan menerangkan tentang how encryption can protect data. The process of taking plain text, like a text message or email, and scrambling it into an unreadable format called ciphertext. This helps protect the confidentiality of digital data, either storage on computer system or transmitted through a network like the internet. Maksudnya di sini, encryption tu akan mengenal pasti teks atau message yang dimasukkan oleh user untuk ditukarkan ke bahasa asing. Contohnya, user akan masukkan password 123. Encryption ni akan menukarkan 123 itu kepada bahasa asing. Contohnya 01, 02, ABC atau sebaliknya. Yang seterusnya, when the intended recipient access the message, the information is translated back to its original form. This is called description. Maksudnya di sini, bila user masukkan bahasa asing itu tersebut, dia akan translate bahasa itu kepada bahasa yang asal, bahasa yang user masukkan awal-awal. Seterusnya, the unlock the message, both the sender and the recipient have to use a secret encryption key, a collection of algorithms that scramble and unscramble data back to a readable format. Maksudnya, pengguna dan recipient perlu memasukkan kata rahsia yang sesuai dan sepadan supaya sistem ini dapat membaca atau mengenal pasti dengan lebih jelas. Okey, itu sahaja untuk penerangan hari ini. Terima kasih kepada siapa yang mendengar.